Well, hello friends, Bishop Andy C. Luter here, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of my 5-minute Bible study. This is being brought to you compliments of my teaching ministry, along with the support of the Hollywood Full Gospel Baptist Cathedral in Amityville, New York, and the Queen's Ministry of Jamaica, New York. Friends, today we will be looking at the kings of Israel found in the Old Testament that served after the time of King Solomon. Now, after Solomon, the nation of Israel divided between the nations of the north and the south. This was the result of a debate around primogeniture, which was the practice of the next king being the son of the previous king, and charismatic choice, whereby the king was selected by the people. Now, it's easy to confuse the first kings of the north and south because their names are so similar to each other. Let's begin with the north. In the north, the king selected by the people was Jeroboam, who had been a high official of Solomon, but had been banished from the country when he unsuccessfully led a revolt against Solomon. Now that brings us to the king in the south. The first king was Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, who, because of bad advice from his advisors, ended up losing 10 of the 12 tribes that had been following him. Friends, unfortunately, we find that all of the kings of the northern kingdom of Israel were wicked and evil because they either led or allowed the people to worship idol gods. So, for the next few moments, let's take a look at the people who served as king in the north. Note, all the dates that I will be giving you are in the BC era, and consequently, that is why the numbers are going downward instead of upward. Friends, we begin with Jeroboam I, who served from the year 931 to 910. He is followed by King Nadab, who served from 910 to 909. Next is Baasha, who served from 909 to 886. Baasha is followed by Elah, who served for 2 years, 886 to 885. We then have Zimri, who has the distinction of serving the least amount of time, only 7 days in 885. Zimri is followed by Omri, who served from 885 to 874. That brings us to Ahab, best known as the husband of Jezebel, who sits on the throne for 22 years, 874 to 853. Ahab is followed by Ahaziah, 853 to 832, who is then followed by King Joram, who serves for 12 years, 852 to 841. We then have one of the longest reigning kings, Jehu, who sits on the throne from 841 to 814. Jehu is followed by Jehoahaz, who rules from 814 to 798. The next king is that of Jehoash, who reigns from 798 to 782. The longest serving king of the northern kingdom is Jeroboam II, whose tenure runs from 782 to 753. We then have a series of short-lived kings, including Zechariah and Shallum, who served for only 6 months and 1 month, respectively, in 753. Moving to the final kings, we have the decade-long serving king of Menachem, 752 to 742. He is followed by Pekahiah, who rules from 742 to 740. That brings us to Pekah, who serves from 740 to 732. And the final king of the northern kingdom is Hoshea, who serves from 732 to 722. Now, after King Hoshea, in 722, the northern kingdom is taken over by the Assyrian Empire, and the northern kingdom ceased to exist. Hoshea is taken away in chains. The Assyrian soldiers would have children by the women of the northern kingdom, and these children would later be known as the Samaritans. Well, friends, that takes up just about all of my time, and I want to thank you for yours. Now, be sure to catch my next lesson, where I will be examining the kings of the southern kingdom of Judah. So, until next time, I am Bishop Andy C. Luter saying God loves you, and so do I. God bless.